Hey guys. Hello, hello. I'm looking like a hot ass mess today. Well, so today I am doing some workings on cleansing and grounding and just removing like some caca energy. It's just a good time to do it. It's a good moon time to do it. So today's moon, you guys, I know for some of you witches who are preparing spell work or anything that you're wanting to charge in this moonlight, I would recommend, for me personally, I would recommend that it would be a good time to do some karma spells. It would, and okay, when I say karma, I mean anything that is like, for example, you are trying to heal maybe some bad karma that you might have attracted to yourself. It is also a good time to send karma in a direction that is needed. So if somebody has wronged you or a family member or somebody that you care about, and again, it has to be justified through the universe, not justified through you, but it is a good time to do karma workings. So, okay, so I guess I might as well explain why I look like such a hot ass mess today. I have some henna going on up in here. So I'm coloring so you guys can see like right along here. I have some that I didn't clean off. My stars are good. But I color my hair with henna hair color. I don't use chemicals on my head, especially not on your crown chakra. You do not want to put chemicals on your crown chakra for spiritual witches. And I say spiritual witches because not all witches are spiritual, believe it or not. Spiritual witches, you do not want to put chemicals on the top of your head. So even if you use shampoos and things like that, it is better to use a sulfate-free shampoo. Mine, I just washed my locks today. That's the other thing, you guys. I do not call these dreads. I do not call them dreadlocks. They're locks. Locks, that's what I call them. They are not called, and I know in the past I have called them, I have said dreadlocks. I'm gonna correct myself on that. Words hold meanings, and when you say dread, and you're referring to something as important as your hair, as your antennas, but when you use words like that, you are disrespecting your antennas by saying dreadlocks. So they are locks, but I went ahead and washed them. So now they smell like tea tree oil. It was a good time too to wash these out because hair does hold energy. So it's a good time to cleanse. I went ahead and I used a smudge yesterday and I smoked my hair. I'll have to do a video showing how you guys can do that because hair does hold energy. Hi, I'm seeing everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read comments in a bit. But hair does hold energy. So you want to make sure that you do like a cleansing and just like a maintenance upkeep on your energy and your antennas and your hair and your locks, whatever it is that you may have. It is very important to energetically cleanse your hair as well as cleaning your hair. So there's cleaning. Cleaning is like using shampoo, water, blah, blah, blah. Cleansing is you would want to use like a smudge spray, burning incense, burning herbs. You can even make a water out of herbs, which I do as well. You make a water out of the herbs and then you would go ahead and wash your hair in it. You could also... Let's see, you could also use essential oils. Like I did, I used a tea tree oil. Is very good for, like it's a good odor eliminator, but it also has magical properties as well. So it's a win-win. Okay, I'm turning this video into like talking about my hair and talking about my hair and talking about moon rituals and stuff like that. So let's get back on track, right? Because that's not the name of this video. The name of this video is the Witch's DNA giveaway. So I know you guys have been waiting for like 7 months. I think it's been 7 months. I'm so sorry, but I am doing it today. Today, you guys will find out what this is made out of. What are you looking at? What is in front of you? This right here, this being, this capsule, what this outer surface is made out of, what genetics and DNAs came together when I was created in my mama's womb. All right, let me go ahead and say hellos. Hi, Desert Siren. Thank you for joining me today, you guys. Hi from the dark pool. Hello. Sharon Southern Amethyst has joined us. She said, so excited. I never catch you live. Well, welcome, Sharon. I'm glad you caught me today. Oh my God, Desert Siren said you look 12 with no makeup on. So lucky. Oh, geez. Thank you. And you know what's funny is that actually, it's so funny that you say that, Des, because when I picked out my nail color, I literally tapped into my inner child because I'm like, I want to do something that makes me feel like a kid again. Like, I want to do something that, and I'm not wearing any jewelry because I was putting henna in my hair and stuff. So I'm not wearing any jewelry. Yes, this is me. Natural. And I figured too, if I'm gonna do my I did curl my eyelashes. That I did do. So I curled my eyelashes so I'd look like a girl because I tend to look somewhat more like my father. But I wanted to do something for my inner child, something that made me feel a little bit more connected to her and more dedicated to her. So I allowed my inner child to pick out my nail color. And this was how it went down. Every other one is pink, and then the other ones are blue. So my inner child nail color, and it's so funny because it matches my shirt, which this was my nickname when I was little. When I was a kid, all my cousins, everybody, they nicknamed me Gizmo. So my nickname was Gizmo when I was a child, and my eyes were a lot bigger back then. I grew into them now, so ha, bitches. That's the other thing. I got to control my cursing. I can't curse so much anymore. It sucks, but I got to get used to not cursing because this Saturday, and if you guys are not doing anything on Saturday, I will be co-hosting on the Magic Radio Show. So I'll be giving you guys more information on that. So that's how come I got to get used to not cursing so much. So I'm going to try my hardest because you guys know, sometimes I get it in me and I just start to pop off like a sailor, and we can't be doing that. Otherwise I'll mess up my opportunity and my chance of being on a radio show because there's no beep. We don't have that beep thing unless I give myself a beep, and then every time I feel like cursing, I'm like, this beep. But I mean, yeah, that was already discussed. Nina, you can't curse on the radio show. I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna try my hardest. So we're starting that now. Starts right now. All right. So Desert Siren says, oh, I already read that I look 12. Thank you for the compliment. I love it. Thank you. Debbie says, hello, sis. Hi, Sister Debbie. I'm glad to see you here. Johnny Dragon says, bonjour. Hi, Johnny Dragon. I'm glad to have you here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. It flew down again. Every time. All right. Oh, thank you from the dark pool. Said I was just thinking the same at Desert Siren. From the dark pool says, Nina, your skin is flawless. You look glowing. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys. Thank you. I was a little bit like, oh, I didn't really want to come on with no makeup on and stuff because I'm going to talk about my DNA. And I'm like, I don't know. But then I was like, you know what? It's better because then you guys can see my features of where some of these things might, you might see it more, I guess, since I'm not wearing a whole face full of makeup. Let's see. Silver Willow joined us. She says, hello, Nina and everyone. First time on your live. Well, welcome, Silver Willow. I'm glad to have you. Let's see. Erica, Lady Smiley. She says, "Hi Nina." Hi, Lady Smiley. Donna Watson says, "Hi Nina, love your videos." Thank you so much, Donna Watson. Let's see. All right, I think I got. Oh, Tammy's here. Hi, Tammy. Hello, sister. Namaste to you as well. All right, I got everybody. Oh, Alicia also joined. Hi, Alicia. Okay, and if I missed anybody, I'm so sorry if I missed you guys at all, but I think I got everyone. I'm not wearing my glasses either because I don't want to get, henna on my glasses, because if I push the glasses to the back, it's going to dip in the henna. I only got the front part right here with henna because I grow a spot right here that's about that big of just gray hair. I don't know why. I was asked if I had a birthmark there. I don't. But I did read that if you hit your head, let's see, you see this right here? That scar. It was really dark. It was really light, I should say, because it was a real white scar. But it was really white when I was a kid. I fell downstairs when I was like, how old was I? I think I want to say like 5 or 6, maybe younger. I don't know, but I remember it. So I did fall down some steps, and I had read somewhere that when you take like a hard hit to the head, it can kill your melanin in a certain area, which I don't know if it's connected, but it would be crazy if it is, because my scar is right here and my white patch is like literally right here. And then I get like some little, they're starting to spread out a little bit more. So I get like a couple, here and there, but I usually just use some henna and color them up a little bit. And the henna kind of matches my hair color. It's a little bit lighter because I didn't want to do anything that was like unnatural, and I didn't want it looking real dark. Because I don't mind it. I don't mind my grays, and gray actually happens a lot in my mom's side. Both of my grandparents on my mother's side have like full heads of gray. And my mom also had gray at a very early age as well, too. I think because she plucked them. Okay, so that's it. I'm drinking matcha tea, which you guys seen me like. I was going to say something, but I got to stop it. I was going to say I was like over here jerking it off earlier. But that's what I was doing. I was working my matcha. Okay, so I will get started. I will get started on the guesses that you guys had said. And you guys had some really, what the hell is that? I just got something on my hand. Just wipe it on my pants. I don't know what it was. All right. Let's see. Some of you guys' guesses were like everybody almost got something that was like that's in me. So you guys had some awesome guesses. All right. So, let's see. So Courtney Strolling, she had guessed Native American, Puerto Rican, East African, and Great Britain. So it's funny because a lot of you guys are guessing Puerto Rican. A lot of you guys were like, I've even had people ask me like in person if I was Puerto Rican, and no, I'm not. But that's awesome that I mean, so many people think that, and it was actually guessed a lot of times. I want to say maybe there's like been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 of you guessed Puerto Rican. So that's awesome. Like, I mean, that's really cool to know. I'm glad that I'm doing the giveaway like this too, because I get an idea of what you guys thought that I was, and then I get to tell you guys what I really am. So Puerto Rican is a good guess, and that was a like very common one. And then October Moon, she guessed Puerto Rican, Mexican, Native American, African American, Cuban, white, Spanish, and Brazilian. So that's awesome. Then Whispers of 3, she guessed Spanish, Portuguese, Native American, African, and French. Kimberly Ross, she guessed Spanish, Native American, Nigerian, Irish, and English. The Life of Akasha Morgan, guessed Puerto Rican with white. But she said Puerto Rican fire. Like she said Puerto Rican fire. Like 'cause she said I had that fire. And then I thought that was super cute. You guys left me some cute ones too. Like I thought that was funny. Nightwind Faye, she said Puerto Rican, Spanish, Asian, and lots of spit. I love these. I was like cracking up when I read them. I was like, oh my god, I love that. Let's see. Oh, and then Fritos 314 guessed Puerto Rican, Cuban, and European. Becky Santana guessed Mexican, Spanish, African, and maybe some Asian, like Filipino. Desert Siren guessed Native American, African, Spaniard, and some type of white. Oh no, some type of islander. I thought she said some type of white. That was somebody else. Some type of islander. So, oh, hold on. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Hello? Hey, baby. I'm on a live right now. Okay, should I call you back? Okay. Should I tell everyone you said hi? Okay. All right. I love you too. All right. Bye. Gilo said hi, everyone. Okay. So then, all right. So I'm gonna give a little background on myself. It was really cool doing this DNA test was like super cool to do because I learned a lot about like my ancestors. And for those of you that don't have like for example, I don't really know a whole lot about my ancestors because that information after a while, oh, wants to come up. After a while, that information was kind of it stopped being passed down, I guess. Stories stopped being told, names stopped being mentioned, and nobody really knows like our ancestors or anything like that. So I really didn't have a whole lot of information. And then too, like sometimes like parents will come kind of get a little bit like I asked my mom I asked my mom, like, Mom, like, what are our ancestors? Like, what are we made out of? Like, what nationality are we? And like, she's just like, why? Like, why do you want to know? I'm like, because I want to know what I'm made out of. But no, so okay, I guess nobody really knew in my family. Um, and again, it's because things stopped being talked about. Like, people stopped being remembered. And it's kind of sad for those of us that find it important to know where we came from, and what our ethnicity is, and just wanting to know about your family. And I feel for a lot of us witches, a lot of us practitioners, a lot of us spiritualists want to know that because it's important to know where we came from, to know where it is that what direction that we're going, what we're trying to accomplish, what gifts we might have, how to enhance those gifts even more, especially within my practice. I work a lot with my ancestors. So for me to get a better understanding of who they were, it was really important for me to do this DNA test. And I'm really glad that I did because I got to find out, let's see, I'll give you guys a little bit of like Nina facts. So some Nina facts are my main population on my dad's side. So the main population of my dad's side of the family comes from Florida. Well, not comes from, but lived in or resided in, because you can also find out where like family members that have, like, so if you look up your last name, it'll tell you where those names were the most popular. So I found out for my dad, it was Florida, New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Louisiana. And it's so crazy because my uncle, one of my uncles, he always talked about going to Louisiana all the time. He always talked about how he was going back to New Orleans and he wasn't gonna come back and all this other stuff. So that was really interesting. And my dad was actually born in Florida. And then for my mom's side, the main populations for my last name on my mom's side is Texas and California. So in Texas, like I have so much family in Texas, it's crazy. And it makes sense. So I was really excited about that. Also, the two last names. So my last name, for my mom's last name and my dad's last name. So my dad's last name means kings in English. So it's Spanish. In Spanish, but when you translate it into English, it means kings. And my mom's last name, in it translated into English, means crowned. So crowned kings is so crazy. I just thought that was like, I mean, I've realized that like a long time ago, but to see it also in the like DNA, where my mother's last name comes from Spain, and then the meaning was crowned, and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that, because I always like thought about it, like how it's crazy that my mom and my dad getting together, and then their last names, how they go together like that, is really like, is real symbolic to me. And I just know that like within my DNA and like my ancestry, like we've had a lot of powerful people within our bloodlines. If you got names like crowned and kings in your bloodline, you got some like, there's some like some powerful energy up in your blood, to have names like that, names that are that strong. And so I was really like excited about that. And it was nice too, because it kind of like, to read more about that, it was almost like I was having that moment with my dad, with my father's spirit. So my father's last name was found in the US and the UK, Canada, and Scotland between 1840 and 1920. um, Florida Territory had the highest population in 1840. So that's awesome. That was like a cool little Nina fact, you know? And let's see, what other. Oh, also, you can find out what the main occupation of your ancestors were. So, for example, on my father's side, laborers were 26%. So 26% of on my father's side, my ancestors were laborers. And then also on my mother's side, 35% of the 35% were laborers. So there's a lot of laborers, farmers, mining. 10% on my mom's side are miners, like mining for coal, mining for gold, mining for, whatever. And then also on my father's side is keeping house, 8%. And it's so crazy about that, keeping house, because my grandma, still to this day, she does housekeeping. She actually she does it for businesses, for she does mansions. Like she'll clean mansions by herself. And my grandma, she's like such like a, she's awesome. Like she's just so energetic, and she like can literally do anything by herself, the biggest job. And here comes my little grandma, and my little grandma with her mop and her bucket and her broom, and she get it done. Like I worked with my grandma once, and like I'm telling you, she got some arm muscles, because she be sweeping carpet and stuff like that, not just little parts of carpet. Like no, she be going at it. So let's see, what else do I have to share? Oh, so the immigration records available for my father's side, there was 86,000 immigration records available for my father's side. That is amazing. Like I thought that was awesome. That was like higher than, I think that was higher than on my mother's side. I don't know if I wrote that one down, but I was like, holy shit, 86,000 immigrants with my father's last name. Like that was very interesting to me. And I think that's it. I think that's all I really wrote down that I'm wanting to share. A lot of these things I wrote down because I am planning on creating a like a scrapbook, and I want to put like all these like little things that I found out about my ancestors. I want to put them because I have some really old photos, which I'll have to share one day. But I have some photos of my ancestors who were farmers. A lot of them, like there's pictures where they're not wearing shoes or anything like that, and you could just tell that that was just how they worked. Like they worked barefoot. So I do have pictures like that, and they're awesome, and they're very very old pictures. So I'll have to show you guys one day. But yeah, so all right. Oh, let me see if there's any questions. If you guys have any questions or comments about what I have just read to you. Let's see. Oh, Desert Siren said, Louis, he just got his hair cut. I cut his hair the other day. Look at this is my Louis, how he looks now. Look at this way. Right here. You don't want to? So I like to cut him where he's like very short haired. And then he has like this long fluff, almost like a little lion. And then he's got his tail. See his bushy at the tip. He's being grumpy today. I don't know. He doesn't want to look at you guys. He's like, I don't want to look at them. All right. Let's see. Sorry, I just seen somebody's eating spaghetti and I'm like, oh my God. I got distracted by that. I'm like, who's eating spaghetti? I want some. Let's see. Yes, happy new moon. Oh, Desert Siren says, yep, my whole life we were just told Mexican. Now, after tons of DNA testing throughout the family, we were blown away at the various bloodlines. I know. And then they hate it too when you ask them, like they act like you just ask them like the most personal thing ever by asking, asking about our ancestors. But mainly I think hold on. I think they get like discouraged that they don't know these things. And then it's like when we ask them, it's like a pop quiz. And then they're like, like their first thing was, I don't know. I guess it's depending on their personalities too. Like on my family, their first thing is like get defensive. If I don't know it, I'm going to get defensive. So that's what I get. But yeah, so that's what pushed me to do this ancestry DNA test. And then even after I did it, it's like, I don't know, there wasn't really a whole lot of like, oh, okay, like that's all I really got. Like it wasn't as exciting as I thought. Like everybody, like my family was gonna make it like, oh my God. But no. Yes, from the dark pool said there's a real deep connection with the land there, Nina, with the laboring, farming, and mining earth element. Ashe, yes. Hey, Ness. Ness just joined us. Hello, sister. Okay, so yeah, with that being said, I am going to go ahead and tell you guys what I'm made out of. All right. So I am 63%. 63%. That's a big old chunk. That's like if this was pie, it'd be like half and then that little piece. So this is Nina right here. Okay, so 63% Native American. And I'm Native American, North, Central, South. So it's northeastern Mexico and South Texas. So it came out to Coahuila and southwestern Nuevo Leon. So Native American is my biggest percentage. Hold on, wait, never mind. I'll show you after. I was like, wait, no, because then you guys are going to see the other stuff. Okay, so 63% Native American, and then I'm 17% Spain. I am 11% Portugal, 3% Mali, West Africa, 2% France, 2% Basque, which is northern Spain, 1% England, Wales, and northwestern Europe, 1% European Jewish. So I got 1% Jewish in me. Heim. So this is it. That's me. That's what I'm made out of. Look at this big old chunk right here. See that? So with these results, I was super freaked out that Whispers of 3 guessed pretty much my main Whispers of 3. I don't know how you got this, girl, but you like guessed all my major DNAs. She said Spanish, Portuguese, Native American, African, and French. And look at that. So that's crazy. So I don't even really have, I mean, I was shocked when I did it because I was for sure that I had some Cuban in me because growing up, my uncle was always like super proud Cuban. Like he was like repping everywhere he went, and like I don't know, I believed him because he was so hardcore about it, you know? And then Spain, I knew Spain for sure because my grandma had told me that my great grandma, rest in paradise, my great grandma, she was from Spain. So I knew for sure I was going to have some Spain in me. And then Native American, I knew for sure I had Native American in me, but I didn't know that big of a percentage. I didn't know it was 63%. So like, I'm like straight up almost completely like, that's like not even, I mean, to have like such a big old chunk, if you guys have done the Ancestry DNA and if you guys have been like a small percentage of this, a small percentage of that, you know, like you kind of get what I mean. But when you see like a big old chunk like that of your DNA being a certain thing, it's like, wow, like that's super cool. But one thing that I did learn from this is that I need to do some ancestry healing. There needs to be some healing that goes on in here because if you guys look, my 63%, and then I have, you know, these other, you know, like some of my ancestors from West Africa, some of them, you know, and having that 63% and that 17% from Spain. So, you know, that some of my ancestors were probably abused by my other ancestors. So within my blood, I, you know, like, okay, I'm not going to try to make this too long, but when you have in your DNA, you don't just carry DNA from where your ancestors come from. Your DNA also carries struggles, it carries illnesses, it carries weaknesses, it carries lots of things, like not just your features, but the things that your ancestors had within them. So for example, if some of my ancestors were being tortured or owned or abused by my other ancestors, and then like it just so happened that they had a baby by somebody that was abusing them or owned them or enslaved them, and then that baby came to have another baby with somebody else that caused harm to them in some way. Even still right now, it happens a lot. I've known a lot of women that have had children with in abusive relationships, or like you know, the other way around, men that have had children with women that have been very abusive. So those children become products of that abuse. So this is where I come to tell you, and I'm just telling you guys this because I'm not telling you guys this to like, you know, like make you guys feel like, oh shitty, like caca. I'm not trying to tell you guys to make you feel like caca, but I am telling you guys so that you guys are aware of this, that you guys are aware that some of your ancestors may have caused suffering to your other ancestors. And that might be something that you are carrying within yourself, that you are needing to do some ancestor healing. So heal the spirits of your ancestors, but also heal your own, healing your own DNA. Because Louis, boy, dang, This little one, I'm sorry, I was over here having a serious conversation, and my goodness, my mouth was open too. But I was saying that we carry these energies within our DNA. So it's not just where you're from, or your characteristics, or if you're light skinned or dark skinned, or any of these things, but we actually carry these memories. Our DNA stores memories, and memories actually shift. They actually shift the, how would you say it, the patterns of your DNA. So if you have a difficult life going on right now, if you have difficulties, whether it be health problems, depression, just things that, if you harbor a lot of emotions, if you suppress yourself a lot, if you find it hard to talk about things, if you feel fearful, like just for no reason, you wake up and you're just afraid of what's going to happen today, what life's going to bring you. A lot of people have just a fear of death, just waking up, like you just woke up and you're just like, oh my gosh, today going to be the day. So a lot of these things come from the shift of your DNA, from your DNA being, let's see, I wish I had something. Oh, for example, say this is your DNA, right? So your ancestors go through different traumas, different like difficulties, different, just different stuff, right? Then you got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to give you a visual of what it is that I'm talking about. When you have these issues that you deal with on a regular basis, and you have no idea, like, because nobody, nothing happened that made you feel like you should be afraid. Nothing happened that you should feel like you're depressed. Nothing happened that, like you're taking care of yourself and you just can't seem to get healthy. Like, a lot of these things could be because you are storing and you're harboring in your physical body, you are harboring this DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can heal this. You can heal you can heal the energy that you have within you. It's just acknowledging things, simple things like this, like what you're made out of, and how this could have happened. Because if you look in history, a lot of slaves were indigenous people, and if you see that you have indigenous blood within you, but then you also have this European blood, or this Spaniard, like this blood that comes from Spain, and that in history there is a history of the indigenous people being enslaved, being tortured, being pushed out of land, being, a lot of these things. So, and along with that, if they had gone through these things, you got to picture women, and even nowadays, there are people that get raped, and even more so back then, because when somebody felt that they owned a person, like their pet or their animal, they could do whatever they wanted to that person. They could make them work until they could make them work to death. They didn't have to pay them. They would a lot of times use them for sex. And back then, there was no birth control. There was no condoms. There was no, there was no protection. So there were sicknesses that were spread around. There were children that were born. Sorry, I don't know who this is. I'll have to call them back. There were children that were born. There were sicknesses that were spread. There was those emotional wounds that were not filled. Like, it started becoming, people started having a lot of mental issues back then because of the torture that they were experiencing. And that's enough to make anybody, lose their minds, So you really have to, when you do something like this ancestry DNA, you really have to know that when you get results like this, it calls for action. This is how your ancestors are communicating with you, like, hey, we need healing. You need healing, like, because and the other thing is too is that I know that we don't know, at least not on a personal level. I know my ancestors spiritually, but on a personal level of knowing their names and things like that, I only know so many. But when you know yourself, you know your ancestors, because you have that same blood within you that they had within them. So it's important. It's really important. It's important to take action when you find things like this, and it's important to change it. It's important to do something for them, for yourself, to help to better your life. And so even today would be a good time to do some ancestor healing. All right, let's see. Hold on, let me go ahead and catch up with comments. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to see where I left off. I don't want to miss anybody. If you guys had any questions or anything, you guys can go ahead and put them, questions or comments or anything like that. Please feel free to go ahead and put them in the comment section. If you know of, say, you kind of get what I'm talking about as far as the ancestry DNA healing, you guys can go ahead and say, if you have a comment on it, that'd be great. Let's see. Tiffany Crazy Life. Hello, Tiffany. Oh, she said that she's great, so busy. Oh, you're doing a hand fastening. That's awesome, Tiffany. Me and my husband did that too when we got married. Let's see. Oh, Tammy, you know a lot of your family. That's good. That's good. That's really good to know that. All right. Oh, I read that. Oh, Ness says my Mexican side of the family is from Coahuila. If I spelled it right, we family girl. LOL, right? Yeah, it's so you almost had it right, but Coahuila is Cohuila. So that's awesome. I didn't know that, Ness. Look at, we learned something. That's so awesome. And it's a small, Coahuila is like, so I was looking up like tribes that came from Coahuila, and they're real small tribes. So, and I like even read a little bit of their history, because I'm such a big percentage. I'm 63%, So they're like, I was looking at their like just researching the tribe, and it was like such a small tribe, and that was like their main tribe. It was so small that a lot of times they would eat dirt and like sticks and stuff like that as food, because I can't remember exactly why. They ate a lot of cactus too, but I guess because they tried to kind of like stay away from other tribes that were so big, because they were so small. And like, I mean, when there's like bigger tribes and smaller tribes, like they can't really compete, like if there was ever to be like a fight or anything like that, so we mainly like kind of like chilled in like the sticks in the mud. But I'll have to do some more research, because I had like researched this. Like I said, I got these results. I was supposed to do this giveaway 7 months ago. So I've had these results for a while, and I did do some research, but I have to like research it, because I need to like write it out or print it. That way I can have that information, because I tend to forget if it's not something that I'm constantly looking at or constantly reading. Like I'll tend to I need mookaite in my life. Mookaite is it's a stone. I'll have to show you guys that too. Let's see. Oh, Desert Siren says, yup, all my DNA is a result of war, rape, colonization. Dang it, Desert. These big words. No, colonization. Oh my God, you guys know what I'm saying. I can't say it. Colonization. There, I said it. Colonization. Okay, my tongue just doesn't. I got a lazy mouth. I don't know. It's a lazy mouth. Let's see. Yeah, it's so Desert Siren. Have you done any have you done any healing for your ancestors? Like, since you know this, have you or have you thought about it even? Have you, I don't know, I guess am I the first one to really, I don't know, think of healing our ancestor blood? I don't know. I just thought that when I seen that, I was like, they need some healing. I just felt like my ancestors needed healing. Everybody really needs healing, but definitely the spirits of the dead, they could use some healing, especially to help to elevate them. Okay, here's the thing with what I do and what I work with. When you help your ancestors to elevate and you help their spirits to elevate, they can help you more on the spirit world than what they're able to help you right now, because we all have spirit guides and our ancestors that watch us, that watch over us, that help us, that bring us blessings. But when you elevate those spirits and you make them stronger and more powerful, I have a space in my home dedicated to my ancestors. So and I leave them offerings. I burn spirit money for them. So I do a lot of things for my ancestors, and I had started working on their healing already. Burning spirit money is a really good way to help them, to help them to elevate, especially in the spiritual currency world. And there is spiritual currency. So in that world, you help to make them rich, and it helps them to elevate, and they're able to help you and to assist you and to bless you even more in the physical world, because ultimately our ancestors just do not want us to have to struggle the way they did. It's a lot like your children. When you have kids, when you have children, I always hear people all the time, I want to give them the life I didn't have, or I don't want them to have to struggle like I did. And that is how our ancestors look at us. Our ancestors look at us in a way of, I want them to have a better life than what I had. So when you have spirits that love you this much, it is a good thing to make time and make space for them and to show your love and respect to them as well. So yeah, I have a space in my home that I dedicated to my ancestors. I work with my ancestors, giving them offerings, helping them to elevate, because I'm telling you, when you start to build a connection with spirits of your own blood, and it's a lot different than working with gods and goddesses. It's really different. It's more personal. You know what I'm saying? It's on a personal level. These spirits there's this attachment, and that attachment is your the cells that run through your body, is that attachment that you have with these spirits. So when there's at certain levels, your ancestors should even come before your deities. That's how deep it is. It's really that deep. Your ancestors, you have to, even when you're wanting to build a connection with a certain deity, or you're wanting to work with a certain spirit or anything like that, your ancestors will let you know if it's okay. Your ancestors will let you know if you have their blessing to work with these things. So definitely build connections. If you guys haven't built, hold on, sorry. if you guys haven't built that connection with your ancestors as of yet, definitely make that like a point in your journey of that you want to get to know your ancestors, or do an ancestry DNA if that helps you to get to know them better, or even just asking your family if they're open to discussing or looking at old pictures, because like I've found some like old pictures that I'm like, like, oh, who's this, and then maybe that sometimes helps them to remember. But if they're like pictures of your great great grandparents and their friends and family, probably your parents will not know who they are. So those things just tend to get lost along the way. And if you guys know of any great aunts or great grandparents or anything like that, make sure that you tell your children the stories of them. Make sure you tell them their names. Make sure because if there might come a time like, um, and I'm gonna share with you. Okay, I'm gonna share with you a little story. It's a little personal, but there was a time that I had gone to get a certain type of reading done, and in this reading, and before the reading starts, you call upon your ancestors, and they ask that you call them by name. So it was my time to call upon my ancestors, and I literally could only name three. And that's really sad. Like, that's so sad. So like, and I was a little bit embarrassed. I was kind of embarrassed. So, like, but after that, like, I'm glad that that happened, because that's what pushed me to be like, I need to know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I don't know their names, I need to at least know who they are, where they came from, or whatever information I could find out there. And just don't do that to your children, to where they don't know who their family is. Definitely make a scrapbook. Like what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this paper right here. This paper is gonna be a part of it. I also have a lot of other research that I'm doing, so I'm gonna make just this. It's not gonna be a family tree, because I don't have names and pictures and stuff like that, but it's gonna be my ancestor book. So I'm going to have all this information. That way, when I want to pass it down, I'll be able to pass it down, and they'll be, and I'm probably even going to have a page up in this ancestry book too, because I'm like, mother effers better not forget about my ASS, like my butt. There we go. Yeah, mother effers better not forget about my butt, because I want to be remembered. So I'm gonna make sure that I put different things about me, things that I like, my practice, my beliefs, things like that. A lot of those things come along with your book of shadows too. So when your book of shadows gets passed down, a lot of things that you're doing within your witchcraft, with your spiritual practice, your metaphysical practice, things like that, a lot of those teachings get passed down. So you definitely want to keep information within your family, within your bloodline. And it's just really important. It's very empowering. And that's why it's so important, because it's very empowering when you know your ancestors, and when where you came from and things like that. A lot of it is very empowering. Let's see. Desert Siren says, in Hinduism, they say to chant your mantras to heal your family's karma and hurt from the past. That way you can move on to a higher self. Even works for past lives. That's awesome, Desert Siren. That's really cool. If you have any chance, like, that you would want to share, you should do a video. Like, you should do a video about that, Desert Siren. I'm putting it out there. Everybody's listening. Everyone's watching. Do a video, Des. Do a video. Share with us. Let's see. Silver Willow said, I had actually never thought about the ancestor healing. I need to do that. Yes, Silver Willow. And like I said, today would be a good day to even if you want to just light a white candle And like when I burn spirit money, I always say that I'm burning it for my ancestors, both known and unknown, because then everybody kind of like everybody gets to share that wealth in the spirit world, you know, because they know like, oh, you know, that's my so and so, you know, whatever I like, great, 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 great granddaughter. um, but yeah, like when you say things like that, like you could light a white candle and say, this candle is to heal the spirits of my ancestors, both known and unknown. Something so simple. And then when you light that candle, visualize that flame giving healing light to all your ancestors. And even that is like something so special. So if you guys, I mean, if you guys had nothing planned for today as far as workings go, maybe put a white candle just special for your ancestors. Like I said, today is a good day to do anything that deals with karma, to do any workings that deals with karma, and whether it's sending karma or healing karma, you know, that like you guys can use today for any of those things. Let's see. From the Dark Pool says, I think everything you said is so true, Nina. Sounds like you're going to go on a deep spiritual journey here for sure. I wish you well with it. Thank you so much from the Dark Pool. That's so sweet. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Um, oh, Desert Siren says that she took a class about 4 years ago to heal ancestors. Do a class or do a video. I mean, do a class. Do a class on a video. No, for real though, do a video. Like that would be really great. You guys tell Desert Siren to do a video. Put it in the comments. Like start saying yes. Do a video. It'll motivate her. Let's see. Desert Siren says, on the Pueblo, I do vision quests and ancestry work. Being on the exact same land that they walked on is deep. Oh, I feel that. See, and that's the thing is like I have a dream. I have a dream now that I would like to visit every place that my ancestors came from. And it's really not a whole lot of places. I mean, you know, we could do it. We could do it. And I want to go from the biggest percent to the smallest percent. So, you know, the biggest percent, I would have to take my ass to Mexico. I'd go to Mexico and go to the land and just, yeah, like what Desert Siren said, just being on that land that your ancestors walked on and then collecting some dirt and then using that dirt in your workings to empower your workings, or even just as like offerings, like to bring to your ancestor altar little jars of dirt from their land. Like you guys, that would be so dope. Oh my God. Let's see. Mama D says, I want to do a DNA because my ancestors are from Mexico. Yes, Mama D. For sure. I encourage everybody to do an ancestry DNA, like especially if you guys can't find this information out. And or you've had people lie to you, like, you know what I mean? Like for the longest time, I was literally thinking I was Cuban and Native American, and I knew Spain for sure. Like I said, Portugal kind of got me. Like Portugal was because I'm 11% Portuguese, so that was kind of, you know, that was interesting. Um, but then I started like looking at myself, like what features do I see of these things? Because like I got, you know, this wide nose that, and the other thing too is you guys, like when you have like wide nostrils like that, when you have like wide nostrils, you most likely your ancestors came from hotter climates. When you have wide lips, or when your lips are like the same color as your skin, that's like something else too. Like I had like researched all this stuff because I was really curious about it. Like even when you have like a lot of body hair, like I'm very hairy. I'm very hairy. Like that even means something. Like because we what's the word that I'm looking for? Like when your body changes to where it is that you're from. Like so for example, if you have wide nostrils, like chances are a lot of your ancestors came from like deserty, dry areas. because we have wider nostrils to be able to breathe. I think Jigo just got home. Bae, is that you? Oh, Jigo's home. Okay. But when you have wide nostrils like that, it's because your ancestors had wide nostrils to be able to breathe in like very hot weather or very dry weather. All right, let me try to get through some comments because my babe is home and I want to spend time with him. Desert Siren says, even if you don't know your family members, but you know the bloodline, go do research and history books so you can. Can you get through?
Yeah, I can get through.
Okay. Hi, babe. We're live.
Nice.
I told everyone you said hi. Okay. Oh, you want to get down and say hi? Okay. Oh, he wants to say hi. You missed his poppy all day. Where did you go? All right. Let's see. Oh, where was I? Okay, Desert Siren said, even if you don't know your family members, but you know the bloodlines, go do research in history books so you get an idea if the type of people they were, how they lived, etc. It helps connect you to them. Yes, thank you, Desert Siren. Yes, yes. Donna Watson said that her family tree was able to go back as far as 1040. Holy shit. I mean, shoot. Wow, 1040? That's amazing, Donna. Marie said, finally caught alive. Hi, Nina. Greetings from Florida. Hi, Maris. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if I'm making it Spanish. I might be making it Spanish. I don't know. It might be Maris, but I'm like saying Maris. Welcome. I'm glad you caught us live. Let's see. Oh, Tammy has to go. She said, Nina, I gotta go. Namaste. Namaste, sister. I will talk to you soon. Let's see. Oh, Michelle Rose joined us. She said, hey there, Nina. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Oh, Michelle said, I found you on Etsy. Awesome. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, if you guys like to go on Etsy or check things out, I do have an Etsy shop. It is Spiritual Vibes Shop. So Spiritual Vibes Shop, and then yeah, you guys will find me on there. I have to add some more things too, so I'll be adding some more stuff by the end of this week. Because I have so much to add. And then if you guys enjoy doing like when I do like the video demonstrations, I'm gonna be doing a live YouTube demo / sale. It's gonna be like a witchcraft sale, but I'm doing it online. So I'm actually gonna set up a whole table. I'm gonna put products. I'm going to show you guys how to use certain things. And then if you guys want to place an order, you guys can go ahead and text your order to me. It's going to be super fun. So that's going to be Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Mark it in your calendar. 1 p.m. Central Standard Time this Saturday. I'll be doing a live YouTube stream where I'll have a whole table set up of different items, different products, show you guys how to use them, and then also offer them up for sale. So that is it. Oh, I wanted to show, okay, so Whispers of Three, I actually have her on Facebook, so I'll be able to get in touch with her because I didn't see her in this video at all. So I'm going to go ahead and get in touch with her. But she won this cauldron. This is a cast iron cauldron. It has a pentacle on the front of it. I know she's going to love it. I've done orders for Whispers of Three before, so I know she's going to love it. And inside, I went ahead specifically for today because, like I said, today is a good time to work that karma energy. I put a nice chunk of black tourmaline for her. So she's also going to receive the cauldron and the black tourmaline. And one more stone. This moonstone. Oh, yo, shit. Shoot. Oh, it's going to be so hard. How am I going to do a radio show and not curse? All right. And a moonstone. Look at that flash. course I had to put a moonstone, right? So yeah, so she's gonna get the cauldron, the black tourmaline, and the moonstone. And I'm gonna get this all packed up. I believe I still have her address and stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and message her anyway just to make sure. But yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you guys for everybody for participating and guessing what my capsule was created out of. And thank you guys so much. I'm sorry it took me so long to do this, but it took me like 7 months, but it was worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys had a good time. um let's see. Oh, Mama D said, how do you make a person feel the karma of cussing you out and treating you like shit because they're stingy? Okay, so for that, Mama D, I usually do a simple. All right, I'll show you guys really quick since I'm gonna be putting these are going out outside tonight so that they can charge with the moon energy. So these are mirror shards. So these are pieces of broken mirror. And I actually had people want to buy broken mirror from me because they don't want to break it themselves because of that, the 7 years bad luck. But I have this, all these pieces are going to be outside charging. And this mirror actually broke on accident. So this was nothing that I just like, I didn't take this mirror and like just start like shattering it. This mirror actually broke on accident. I don't remember who had shut, somebody, like a door had swung shut or like wind blew, or I don't know how it tipped over, but it was like a big body mirror and it fell flat like that. Nobody broke it and it just shattered everywhere. And then Jiva was gonna sweep it up and throw it away, and I'm like, no, I can use that. So okay, so for Mama D, what I would do, oh, that's why I took it out. What I would do is get a mirror, and it doesn't have to be a broken piece. These are just what I like to use for anything like that. But you take the person's picture, put the picture like this. Hold on, let me use. Okay, say this front of my phone is a picture of that person, right? You put the picture like this, then you put the mirror on top as if that person were looking into the mirror. Then you could take crystals like black tourmaline, place it on top, or you could take a candle. I would recommend a black candle. You put a black candle right on top of that mirror, of the back side of that mirror, and you basically do a self-reflection spell on that person to where anything that they are sending to you, if they are sending you ill wishes, bad intentions, anything like that, that energy will bounce back to them. And it's instant karma. I mean, they shouldn't be sending anything to you if it's not justified by the universe. And that's the other thing, you guys, is you want to be really careful when you're doing any type of workings, because if it is not justified by the universe, that will backfire on you. So just to let you guys know that, I know as witches, we want to be like, oh, I'm gonna hex and curse this beach. I'll say beach, not the other word, but it's important that we respect our powers, we respect the universe, we respect the divine, and we make sure that we don't do anything that is not justified by the universe. So if somebody caused you harm, physical harm, or energetic harm or emotional harm, then it is okay to send that back. Don't send it back worse. Just send that energy back, just exactly like how I did. Reflection, whatever they send to you is what they're going to get back. It's a karma spell. It's instant karma. And that's what black tourmaline, I also nicknamed it the karma stone, because whatever it is that you send is what you're going to get back. And it's nobody's fault but your own, because you shouldn't be sending things out that you don't want to come back to you. And that goes both ways. So also keep that in mind. Let's see. Michelle says, I sent you a message a while back on Etsy, on your Etsy store about your Florida water and never heard back. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michelle. I'll go ahead and look for that. I get lots of messages on Etsy and I get lots of messages on YouTube. I get lots of messages on Facebook. I get lots of messages everywhere. And, you know, I've had the habit and I've stopped myself from doing it because when I'm laying in bed, I will open messages and then I'll be like, well, I'll respond in the morning and then I'll forget. So I'm not going to do that anymore because this way, when I look at them and I'm up and awake and conscious, like, then I can go ahead and message you guys instead of like doing it. Like, I'll be like with one eye, like falling asleep, like, oh, I'll message them in the morning and then I'll fall asleep and then I forget. So I'm sorry, Michelle, but I will go ahead and I'll message you and then we can go ahead and go from there. Yeah, so evaluation. Donna, oh, okay, I don't know. Donna said evaluation. Danu's daughter. Hi, Danu. I haven't seen you here in a while. Welcome. I have the same bandana. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I had to cover my head because I have some henna going on under this. And I have to cover my head anyway, but I still had to figure out to cover. I've had to figure out a way to cover my head without getting something like one of my turbans dirty. Oh, from the Dark Pool said Jen the Taxidermy Witch just did an awesome video all about mirrors. I think I was watching that one. I didn't get to finish it. I'm going to have to go back and check. You guys check out Jen the Taxidermy Witch. If you guys want to do anything like that has to do with like any type of like karma or anything like that, because she did a video talking about mirrors. So just like I said, if you guys want to charge your mirrors out in the moon tonight, definitely do that. Even if you don't need it for right now, but you want to store it for a later working, I would just recommend after you charge your mirror, wrap it in a black cloth and then use it when you're going to use it, but keep the black cloth wrapped around it because that will help to store the energy in the mirror. Keeping it wrapped in a dark space will help that the mirror to harbor that energy. And then you can use it for a later working. Or if you have a dark jar, I don't have a jar. If you have a jar, you can even paint the outside of it with like black paint, and then you can store your mirror in the jar too. Just, you know, you just want to store it in a dark area. If you charge it, you want to make sure that that energy stays within it and it doesn't leak out. So, yeah, that's it, you guys. Let's see. Oh, Michelle says, I understand, Nina. Everything is good. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Lo. I'm gonna respond to you as soon as I get off. I promise. Promise. Michelle Rose says, I would really like your Florida water. It is a great write-up about how you create it, like boom and pow. It is a great write-up about how you create. Oh yeah, like with the description for it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, Desert Siren said, or just put them in a box. That's true too. I'm over here talking about painting jars. Thank you, Desert Siren. Oh, yeah, thank you so much, Michelle. You guys are making me blush. Stop it. Michelle just said for you guys to check out my Florida water on my Etsy shop. Thank you, Michelle. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Desert Siren says, hey, babe. Well, she said hi, G, though. She didn't say hey, babe. She said, and that they need some child support over there. LOL. He said, oh, geez. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys at the next video. I promise I will not wait so long to be with you guys because I still got 2 more giveaways to do. So I had 3, knocked one down, 2 more giveaways to do. So the next 2 giveaways, I'm going to do one for the people that have been with me since the beginning of time, not since the beginning of YouTube time. Just my you know, my YouTube family, friend family, my sister and brother witches that have been supporting my channel since I had like 3 subscribers. I'm gonna do something special for you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys so much. And then I'm gonna do another giveaway for my newcomers. So anybody that's new and everything, you guys are gonna get a nice welcome to Nina's YouTube channel gift giveaway, chance to win. And I'll be announcing those soon. So you guys enjoy your night or your day wherever you're at, or whenever you're watching this. And please do not forget to give a thumbs up if you found this video helpful and informative. I really appreciate your love. And that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for your continued love and support. And I will see you at the next video. Divine blessings to you today, tomorrow, and always. Ashe.